Hi there. Ready for today's science topic? Let's begin. Today, we are going to uncover the science behind why siblings look different. To begin with, let's first familiarize ourselves with DNA and genes. Inside every cell in your body is DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid. Well, don't worry. It's completely fine if you are not able to remember the entire full form of DNA right away. It's okay. Let's continue. So this DNA is like a giant instruction book. This book is divided into thousands of genes, which are like individual codes or instructions within the book. These codes or instructions decide your traits such as eye color, hair texture or color, skin tone, and even height. Now, you inherit half of your genes from your mom and half from your dad. That's why, say for example, you may have your dad's eyes and ears, but your mom's hair. Genes are the reason family members often look related. But here is the interesting part. Even though you and your siblings might share the exact same parents, you don't get the exact same mix of genes. Each child receives a different random combination. That's why siblings might share some traits but also look and even behave differently. However, the only exception is identical twins who start from the exact same set of genes. Even then, tiny differences can appear later. But that's a separate process and a topic we can explore in another lesson. Okay, so genes are also passed down through grandparents and earlier generations. This means you might unexpectedly share your grandma's dimples or your grandpa's nose shape. Traits can skip a generation and reappear later in surprising ways. But why do some traits show up more? That's because not all genes act the same way. Some are dominant, like loud voices. They show up even if only one parent passes them down. Others are recessive, like quiet voices. They only appear if both parents pass them on. That's why two siblings can have different eye colors or hair types even with the same parents. For example, in this picture, the father has one curly hair gene and one straight hair gene. Since curly hair gene is a dominant trait, the father has curly hair. The mother has two straight hair genes, which is a recessive trait. Since she has two copies of the recessive genes, she has straight hair. When they have children, their daughter gets the curly hair gene from her dad and a straight hair gene from her mom. And her hair is curly because remember, the curly hair gene is a dominant one. But their son gets a straight hair gene from the dad and a straight hair gene from the mom. Since he got two recessive genes from his parents, he has straight hair. So, what makes you you? Your genes shape many of your physical traits like your hair, eyes, and skin. But your hobbies, talents, and personality grow from your own life experiences. That's why even siblings with the same parents are truly unique individuals. Let's end the lesson with a fun fact. Scientists have discovered that humans have about 20,000 genes inside their cells. The unique combination you carry is incredibly rare, almost never repeated in the same way. It's what makes you one of a kind. Right. Now that we have finished the lesson, let's have a quick recap. You get your genes from your parents. They decide your physical traits like your eye color, hair type, etc. Your DNA is like a special instruction book, and each sibling gets a different mix of its pages. That's why siblings look similar but not identical even with the same parents. However, do not forget the exception which might exist in the identical twins. Genes pass down from grandparents too and can mix in different ways in each child. Some traits are dominant while others are recessive. Your interests and personality grow from your experiences, not just your genes. Now, time for a short quiz. First question. DNA is like an instruction book for the body. What do the instructions in it do? Control how you look and grow, copy your parents' habits, give your cells the energy they need. Take a second to think. Yes, the correct answer is DNA controls how you look and grow. That's why it's called the instruction book of life. Next question. How do children get their genes? All from their father, all from their mother, half from their mother, half from father. What do you think? Yes, the correct answer is half from mother and half from father. That's how traits mix together in siblings. Next question. Why don't siblings look exactly alike? Because each child grows in a different environment, because each child gets a random mix of genes, because parents change their genes every time. Think carefully. Yes, the correct answer is siblings look different because each child gets a random mix of genes. Next question. Which statement about dominant and recessive traits is correct? Dominant traits only appear if both parents pass them on. Recessive traits always show up no matter what. Dominant traits can appear even with one copy. Got your answer? Yes, the correct answer is dominant traits can appear even with just one copy. Last question. Which of the following is not decided by your genes? Your eye color, your favorite hobby, your nose shape. What do you say? Yes, your favorite hobby isn't decided by your genes. That depends on your interests and environment. Great work, gene explorers. Now you know why brothers and sisters don't look exactly the same. Each one gets a unique mix of genes. That's what makes every sibling, or rather every individual, special in their own way. So, enjoy your uniqueness and be